মোদী চৰকাৰৰ দ্বিতীয় কাৰ্যকালৰ ষৰখন বাজেট দাখিল কৰি পোন প্ৰথমবাৰৰ বাবে News18ত কেন্দ্ৰীয় বিত্তমন্ত্ৰী নিৰ্মলা সীতাৰমণ নেটৱৰ্ক 18ৰ এডিটৰ ইন চিফ ৰাহুল যোশীৰে হোৱা আছুতীয়া সাক্ষাৎকাৰত কি ক'লে বিত্তমন্ত্ৰীগৰাকীয়ে
Nirmala ji, thank you so much for giving us this first budget interview to a streaming service and a private news channel. Through this interview, you will reach the length and breadth of the country through all our News18 channels, CNBC TV 18, CNN News 18, News 18 India, and a slew of digital properties, moneycontrol.com, First Post, and News18.com. Thank you so much for this. My first question, this is your fifth budget. You were navigating two epochal events in the last couple of years. One was the ongoing pandemic and its impact, and the other was the war in Ukraine. What I would like to understand from you is what was going on in the mind of Nirmala Sitharaman and, how she was dealing with policy making in these last 5 historic years.
Starting with a very difficult question, because difficult not for any other reason but to capture the experiences, the as they say anubhav, going through that, and also to look back at it now when you're probably slightly out of it. It's very difficult to describe in, let's say, a short brief answer.
I can understand.
But yet, if you have to really capture it, I had no precedent before me to handle such a situation. There were no given templates. There were no examples to follow. And there were no theories which would have worked in such context. So essentially, we were going by continuous conversation with all kinds of stakeholders. Those who have directly some thing to say about the industry and its suffering, MSME and its suffering, or even those who are observing it with a more discerning eye. So we had to engage in conversation continuously with all people, take their view, weigh it for ourselves to see which one is all right, which is more suitable for us, and which is not.
Yes.
And also take courage in saying it may not work out for us in one particular way, because eventually somewhere all this has got to be answerable. And therefore I think I would immensely recall the ways in which Honorable PM led the conversation with us. He would never tire himself from meeting us. He would never say not today. So with all necessary precautions taken for COVID, following the protocol, we would still meet and talk about things. But eventually, whatever has been at that time decided and put out as schemes, one thing which was not so much relevant for dealing with the pandemic itself, but yet had to be done, was not to let go the opportunity to continue the reform process.
কেন্দ্ৰীয় বিত্তমন্ত্ৰীগৰাকীয়ে দেশৰ বজাৰখন নিয়ন্ত্ৰিত বুলি মন্তব্য কৰি পৰ্যটন খণ্ড আৰু প্ৰধানমন্ত্ৰী বিকাশ যোজনাৰ জৰিয়তে দেশৰ অৰ্থনীতিয়ে এক দ্ৰুততৰ গতি লাভ কৰিব বুলি আশাবাদী বাজেট দাখিল কৰি সীতাৰমণ সুখী আৰু এই বাজেট জনতাৰ বাজেট সাধাৰণ জনৰ কথা ভাবিয়ে 2023 আৰু 24 বৰ্ষৰ এই বাজেট দাখিল কৰা হ'ল বুলি মন্তব্য কৰিলে কেন্দ্ৰীয় বিত্তমন্ত্ৰীগৰাকীয়ে
Your budget was very well received by the markets. In fact, while you were speaking, the markets were really going up. But the rout in the Adani stocks somewhat spoiled the party. There is a general nervousness in the market. How does your government see this?
I look at the budget for having covered all the sections of the society. We've tried, and it has been a detailing that which has consumed a lot of time in preparation of this budget. The details is what has brought the difference in touching so many different sectors and segments of our society. We've got something on offer for each one of them. So therefore, if it's being received very well, I'm very glad. But of course, that motivates me to be able to now take it upon myself to better implement it down to the last person who's aimed at. So I would think the impact of the budget, the immediate impact of the budget on the market, and subsequent to, let's say, for whatever reason it trailed back, I think in the next few days the budget's impact will still continue to hold the markets high.
আৰু ইয়াৰ সৈতে লাইভ আৱাৰ পৰা বিদায় লৈছো। নমস্কাৰ।